Hi everybody, hello, I'm live. I did toy with doing a video for this because there could potentially have been some drying situations, which would have meant that we just have to sit here and talk to you while things are drying. But I've kind of circumvented that a little bit, I think. Anyway, it's grunge today. Today's grunge. You've had my pretty now for a while. I won't be doing pretty again, but I must say it is nice to see in the group the odd one who's done what we did the last couple of days, but in pretty colours. You know, the pastel colours, should I say. I was curious to know what they'd look like in pastels, so it's nice to see them. But anyway, back to business. So here's my, oh no, can't see that. Here we go. Here's my little journal. Well, it's not little, is it really? And today, shall I show you what we're going to be making today? Today we're making this. That's all you're going to see.
You showed them the blue one from yesterday.
Oh yeah, the blue one from yesterday, which I had done yesterday and forgot to show you. Where are you? Where are you? There we are. That's the teal, the Enchanted Mariner. What a colour that is. It's fabulous, isn't it? So that's the one with a little pocket in the front and the bigger one there. So yeah, I need some gold, don't I, so I can make some little things for there. But anyway, and you know, if you wanted to, you could put words on there or whatever. I quite like it like that. So that was that one, and the purple one, just for those of you missing class yesterday, was that one. So there we are, that's the two. And it's funny because the purple one was always my favourite, but yet when it's put in place like that, I think this is now my favourite. And it goes with the nails, come on. So yeah, okay, on to today's, otherwise, you know, we'll have used up snack time. Ooh. Right, so what I've used is some of this, not much. It's the Elizabeth Crafts Design Reminiscence, the book 7, and it's all kind of postal themed. Well, not all of it, but there is a lot of things you could use in a postal thing, but you'd easily get by without it. And the other thing I've used is some of my stash of airmail envelopes. If I go to a charity shop or anywhere that sells sort of old things, and they have these, I buy them because I always think I'm going to make a postal journal. Have I ever made one? I can't think that I have. So yeah, I've got loads. These ones here. This one, slightly bigger version. I mean, they're all versions of the same thing. This one, which Mr. F coffee stained for me, and then I changed my mind, but it's done for the future. These are the same as that, but they're white, so they look nicer stained up, I think. Then these ones, they're nice, aren't they? Like those. So yeah, I'm not short of the odd airmail. Oh, there's more. Airmail envelope. Oh, there's even more. Oh, I've got enough to make a whole journal just out of airmail envelopes. But anyway, that's it. So the other thing that I'm using is this, and it's the kit by Margaret from Seven Plaza. It's on her Ko-fi site. So if you go to Ko-fi/Seven Plaza, all the things that she sells comes up. And I think this was £3.40, I think. I'm not sure if I printed the whole kit out. I've printed most of it out. This is the background sheet that you get. And I mean, just look at these for cards and things. It's a lovely, lovely kit. I love it. This is the second or third time I've printed this out, actually, which is an indication that I like it and I'm using it. So all of these things you can cut out independently, or you could use as a page. I'm not doing that. I'm in no way aligned with Margaret. I don't even know if the woman knows I exist, to be honest. But I just like this, so I have no problem recommending it to you.
Jen says, is that a mega kit?
No, it's not the mega kit. It's called, I think it's called Postal. I think. But look at these. I mean, look at this down here. It's gorgeous. If you put that in a page in a centre spread, fabulous, just fabulous. And I mean, look at all these. Oh yes. Tags, ready-made tags, brilliant. So yeah, I know I'm spending time showing you this, but I mean, they're just so lovely. Another perfect page. 2 perfect pages, maybe even a cover. I love that. I love the sort of ledger. And then we're back to the backgrounds, which are printed. Another couple off. So what I did with mine was I printed it off. I cut out all the bits that I thought I might use or want to use, and I put some coffee. No, I didn't. Put some vintage photo ink down on my messy mat, and then just dabbed them in it. And this is what I got. All these. Look at these goodies here. Look how gorgeous they look once you've splashed them in some ink. Then I went round the edges as well, of course. So everything in here is ready to go. It's splashed, it's dried, it's inked around, because I didn't want to hold us up. And this one is the smaller pieces. Also, all inked. I'm impressed with myself, actually, a little bit impressed anyway. So, what I want now is to cut my background out of one of these background pieces. So today we're just basically learning how to do a flip-flop. And I know a lot of you, most of you will know how to do it, but you have to remember there's always new people coming along who are intimidated by the thought of doing a flippy-floppy. I think I will do it on this page. So let's just measure. You measure yours and cut yours out according to what yours measures. So bringing that in a little bit, say 5 inches. I think the whole page measures about 5.5. So I'm going to do it about 5 and about 7 3/4. 5 by 7 3/4. Let's try and remember that. 5 by 7 3/4. I've got no room. I did have a mass tidy up earlier, but you know, things just get back to how
do you know
were.
the name of the shop at all?
It's on Ko-fi, and look for 7 Plaza.
Oh, on Ko-fi.
Ko-fi/7 Plaza. I think she brought a new one out yesterday, not a postal one, but it's another Nature Notes one, which I also love, I also own. I don't want these blue bands at the side, so I'm going to cut them off. So what did I say? Does anybody remember? Do I remember? Nope, I don't. So that just needs a little bit taken off it, and it needs trim to about pencil to about there. So do the same with yours, you know, cut it to measure whatever fits into your journal is the best thing to do. So that's about there. Keep all your scraps, and then I want just a little bit, and I'm going to take it off the bottom there, just a little bit off there, a little bit more than that maybe. There we go. Let's try that on for size. Yeah, I think that's good. You want to allow a little bit extra on the edges to accommodate the flippy flap. So if you want to grunge, now's the time to grunge. If you don't want to grunge, look away because grunging is coming up. So I'm just going to take my increasingly messy mat and I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Just smoosh that onto there. And I'm just going to use a little bit of ground espresso as well. And then wet it. Just break it up a little bit so we get those lovely dots. And then just dip and dip and dip. See what you've got. Oh, it looks lovely already. That's about perfect for me. I really like that. Now I don't want to waste that. And I haven't really got anywhere flat to keep it, but I think it'll come in handy in a couple of minutes. So yeah, in fact now I'll do it now. So I'm going to just put that somewhere just to dry. I'll put it over there. I'll bring in my messy mat, which I didn't need to take out at all. And I've got 2 of these kind of airmail envelopes. So when they're closed up, I'll just tell you what mine measures. But go with what you've got, go with the flow. It's 3 3/4 by 8 1/4. But it doesn't have to be that. So make sure that your flap is open. You don't want to wet the glue and make it stick down. So I'm just going to dabby, a little bit more perhaps. So whatever level of grunge you like, just keep going till you achieve it. And then we'll get the front done as well. And this is how come you get really mucky fingers. So if you really don't like mucky fingers, I recommend you wear gloves. I'm just about at the end of that ink on there now. So let's put some more down. So this is what I've been playing with all day, which is why I'm so mucky. I am a mucky pup. So there's a lot of ink there, so just be careful when you dab, because you do get quite a lot. Oh, but look at it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Maybe just a touch more on the back. Yeah, that's great. So that needs to go somewhere to dry. I'm going to have to stop in a minute and dry these, I'm afraid, people, because otherwise we can't progress any further. But I wanted to show how I use the inks, because I know there's a lot of people that don't use the inks because they're afraid. They're afraid they're going to get into a mess or it'll be totally uncontrollable, which just isn't the case. I'm going to leave that like that. I think that'll be fine. And just clean this off.
Judy says she developed a liking for grunge thanks to you.
Well, that's great, Judy. And I'm always aware that, you know, some people, and I'm including you in this because I think it used to be the case, I don't know if it still is, can't stand the mess. And I appreciate it's messy, but really all our mess has been contained within this little mat. So, you know.
And Diane Nelson says, is Miss P the queen of grunge?
No.
She's got me hooked.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not the queen of grunge. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to dry these. I think for, you know, looking for the queen of grunge, maybe you need to be looking at somewhere like Crafty by Tony. She's fabulous with her grunge. Louisa Heinzel, yeah, maybe she is the queen of grunge. But
Jen wants to know, did you print your pages on the laser printer? I'm afraid it would run if I use my inkjet.
no, I didn't. They're just inkjet, and they haven't. You know, I would recommend if you're going to ink them that you print them one day and ink them the next. But there's no running that I can see. I mean, they are just dabbed in. You know, it's not as if we've sprayed them. If you sprayed them and then sprayed them with water to make them run, I think the inks would run, yeah, definitely. But just this dibby-dabby technique seems to be fine, Jen.
And Jim says, Janya, time to pull down the dryer hood.
What does that mean?
People say it reminds them of being in the hairdressers.
Oh, right.
And Janya says she has to sit under the hairdryer if she wants her hair to go straight.
Oh, right.
Because otherwise it's all
Curly-whirly.
curly-whirly frizzy. I have the same problem.
It's funny, isn't it? We always want, whatever hair we've got, we want the opposite. My sister's got very curly hair, and I always wanted curly hair. She wanted straight hair. We just want what we haven't got. It's human beings, I think. So sorry about this time it takes, but it just takes time. I'll dab off the thickest bits and then...
And Judy likes the dibby-dabby technique.
Yeah, I thought you would, because it contains it, doesn't it? So I'm just dabbing off the larger areas that are wet, just so we can get it dry a little bit quicker. This is nice, isn't it? This side.
Judy says she's conquered the mess of doing the inky backgrounds and grunging.
Wow. Wow. Well done, Judy.
And Peg has bought those pages.
Oh.
I put a link on.
Oh, well
for
done.
people.
Thank you. That's nice of you.
There's postal and US letter size.
Yes, there's
A4.
A4 and letter. And she always says, you know, make sure you buy the right one because she can't swap it for you.
And I think there is also on there some freebies.
Yes.
Which is sort of a cut down version.
Yeah.
But for free. And who doesn't like free?
Well, every time she releases a kit, she releases freebies. And sometimes it's like 5 pages of freebies, which is very generous. So this is going to be the background, and it's still on that same paper, so it hasn't got a lot to it. It's quite thin, especially when it's wet like this. But no, Jane, I'm not seeing that moving at all, that ink. I think the dibby-dabby's the secret.
Do you think different services do better with creating an inky background than others?
For sure. For absolutely certain sure. The best is watercolour paper. But I shy away from that because it's quite thick. And it's not always you want something thick in your journal. The next, which is the one that I probably use most, is mixed media paper. It's got kind of the best of both worlds. It works really well with inky backgrounds. So I'm just going to ink around there. I'm going to use my
It's possible maybe she's on about the surface that you put the ink on first. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. If you just put it straight onto glass, for example, because underneath here I've got glass, it just goes into a pool. This isn't really very dry yet, but never mind. We haven't got time. It goes into a pool, and when you pick it up, it's just I haven't got any of that here, but more like this everywhere. Whereas I like the little speckles that you get with a dibby-dabby. But yeah, don't use glass or anything really like that. You know, that's shiny, like you know, the table protectors that you get. I wouldn't use them either. What I use, which is called what? Messy Matte, I think, is perfect. The ink breaks up very readily when you spray water at it into these lovely little dots. And it's the dots that I'm after. If you're not after the dots, then just use your glass mat. So I've gone around there, inked around there. Does it have a way up? Oh gosh, that's my eyesight. Yeah, that goes that way, so that's going at the top. Now then, these little fellas.
That looks almost Monet-esque.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's very, very, very
you
nice.
You can see that there's a sort of a cliff on the left-hand side, and the water.
Yeah.
And the sky beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can see you. You could frame that as is.
Yeah, you could. Shall we do it? So that's going to go on one side. As you can see, it's too tall, so don't worry about that yet. And all I'm doing is, because it's been wet, I'm just putting the edges back in. Like that. Okay. Right. So to make a flip-flop, nothing could be easier. You get your envelope sticky out bit, and it's going to go behind there like that. Now you can see this isn't going to work because it's too long. Even I could see that. So what I want to do is bring that down a little bit, maybe even a touch further to there, say. And I want it this way because I want to see that airmail sign thing. So I'm going to have to fold this up. No problem, let's do that. So I want to fold it about there. So let's just fold it in on itself like that.
Diane Jackman says, I keep forgetting to move my messy mat before I cut.
Oh
I would
no!
recommend moving the messy mat immediately.
Absolutely. That's actually why I moved mine, because yeah, I came so close to doing that this morning. Right, so there we are. We've got an envelope with a pocket in it, but it looks a bit rubbish because of this situation. So what I want to do is use another piece of the background to cover that. So when the pocket's up like that, you'll see this as the background, which will match with that, which is the background. Okay, am I making any sort of sense at all? Maybe, who knows? But I do want to be able to see the lines around the edge. So I'm just going to hold it up to where I want it. Doesn't have to come all the way down to the bottom, the bottom of the pocket. You never see that. So let's make a mark there. That's where I want that. And let's just see where I want to cut that. You want it right, not right on where it folds, but just a hair onto the envelope side of where it folds. So let's do that. If you've got envelopes that are the right length, then you won't need to worry about putting a pocket in. But I quite like the idea of having a pocket anyway. It gives us something to put our tags in, doesn't it? Where's my mark? Is that my mark? I think so. Let's have a look and see. No, that wasn't my mark, you banana brain. Oh, I was just looking on Facebook before I came in here, and you know the way you get these odd, really bizarre posts, and somebody had posted a banana sandwich and said, does anybody still eat banana sandwiches? Oh my goodness, I love banana sandwiches. I love them. So that's going to go there, and you can you see there where the fold is? There's just that tiny little bit left, so it's not going to interfere with the flippy floppy flapping and flipping. Oh, you can't beat a good flip flap. These are my two favourite things, flippy flappies and grunge. So if you combine them, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Can't beat a good bit of flippy floppy grunge.
How about when you say that? It sounds rude.
I don't know. Jen accused me of that earlier.
Did she?
Yes. People were talking about flippy flappies. But she said no comments.
Yeah.
Mr. F.
See, everybody expected
I
you
don't
to just
know.
be rude.
I'm just misunderstood.
I don't think so. So that's going to go there. That's going to get stuck into the book. That's going to fold like that. And let's just check that, yeah, that's fine. That's great. So I think what we can do, I don't want to, I do want to use this as a pocket. Nearly forgot there, guys. Get your cutting mat out, not your messy mat. This is the bottom where the pocket is. This is the top, and I want to just slice a little bit off there so we can make it into a top loading pocket.
Lizanne says hello.
Hello,
Lizanne.
Lizanne.
Being late.
Well, we used
Judy
to
said she missed out on the cookies because she was late.
we used to have a naughty corner, didn't we, when Flo was around? And she used to provide the cakes for us. So I'm just going to slice off that top bit. It's just a whisker.
And Jen says, knock on the wall and ask Sue if she's got any snacks for us. LOL.
Sue slacks. Sue
Sue slacks.
Here's a
It's easy for you to say.
Sue's snacks. I don't know. Do you think they might be liquid? Right, so what I want to do is eventually...
Jen still wanted to ask if they were liquid.
I need to leave this bit open because I need to get something slid in there. So, if I do it that way, is that going to help any? Is that going to tell me where I need to cut to? No, I don't know. I think the thing is put glue on there. I think that's the thing I need to do. So just on the back of the envelope. Not up to the stripes, which I very nearly did there, because I want them to be part of it. So it's about down to there, I think. And then, well, I'll stick that on and then we'll see where else we need the glue. So up to those stripes. Lovely. That's great. So that pretty much wants to flap out, so we can press that down really quite nicely so we don't get any glue coming out where we don't want it. Right, that's that. So now what I need to do is just glue down this edge. It doesn't matter so much about the bottom. I will put a little bit of glue, but nothing's ever going to happen there. No excitement.
What are you gluing now?
Gluing this edge down here. Down there.
To what? What are you going to stick that
to? This.
Oh, you see. So whatever comes in from the top?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Just checking.
Come on, glue. Yeah, no, it's a top loading pocket.
Not that you would ever stick the wrong bit down, just checking.
I would, and you know I would, so it's always good to check. Always. And I'm just going to put a little bit along the bottom, but like I say.
Renee says hi.
Hi Renee!
Made it. We can see we're talking about food again. One of my favourite topics, though I don't like bananas.
Doesn't like bananas.
And Jen said, Inspector Mr. F.
Well, that's going to have to stay there now. What I shouldn't have done is put glue along there. Should I? No, it's along here. That's all right, I think. Anyway, that's that. We'll try harder on the next one, but I think we're okay. I think we're doing all right. So that's going to fold up. I need to ink around here. It desperately needs some ink. No point piling the ink onto it and then not inking around the edges, is there? If you haven't got any envelopes, you can do this with a bit of paper, you know. You can just get a bit of paper, fold it over and leave it longer on one side than the other. Then stick the long side down behind the back and it'll work perfectly. So don't throw your hands up in horror when you haven't got any envelopes saying that you can't play, because you can. I'll show you in a minute what I mean. Right, there we are. So that's going like that. That's going behind the thing. That comes up like that. That's a pocket and there's our background. And we should have a top loading pocket in there. Yeah, look at that. Not as bad as I thought. I'm just going to put my ruler in it, just to make sure there's nothing sticking where we don't want it to stick. Oh, that bottom didn't stick after all. That's great. So now it can come all the way down to that fold. You see where my ruler is? Here. So now I can fold up this pocket. And glue it down. And this airmail paper is so thin that I don't need worry about cutting that bit of flap off. It'll be fine. It's just so thin. And just down, just inside the spine. That's it. So, there we go. That's that. Just check that that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just give that a good burnish into place. There we are. So there we are. We have a little pocket and we have this flap. So what happens now is that gets stuck behind there. And then it flaps over once it's stuck. And that's what we got. Unfortunately, we haven't got any of this on the bottom. It's just the way it is. Don't worry, it's just how it works. So this one we now need to do a similar thing to, and I do kind of want to keep that airmail on the bottom because it's going to go like that. I'll put that right down to the bottom there. So I think I'm just going to have to cut it off. You know what I mean? Cut it off about there maybe. So there's a bit of, it's not even all the way across. So I'm just going to make a mark where I think I want to cut it, which is about there. And I'm just going to cut it off. That's what I'm going to do. Cut it. Just be brave. Yikes, it's done. It's done.
Judy likes crisscross flippy flappies.
That's good. I'm doing well with Judy tonight. I seem to be doing a lot of things that she enjoys. And there's one thing more that we've got to stick on the back before we can stick the back into our journal. I'll tell you what that is in a minute. So there we are. Let's do this as well because it will be visible. I'm not what you might call a huge fan of thumb holes, so I'm not putting thumb notches I mean. I don't know, I'm not mad keen on them, but if you are, you could put one on the top here. As far as I can see, it's just going to be taken away from our lovely border. But, you know, if you're into thumb notches, put your background on and then put your notch in. If that's your jam, as they say. Right, so I need a background piece to go on there. Shame, isn't it? Because that's lovely, but, you know, it is what it is. So I need another piece of this.
Judy says she's going to channel her inner grunge and enjoy making this snack.
Oh, Judy, I hope you do. Oh, we've been on more than half an hour already. What is going on?
And Diane says, can the airmail strips be glued to the envelope or does it have them?
I guess you could cut them off and glue them on. Yeah. I don't see why you couldn't do that. Who said that, Diane?
Yes.
She's just a genius, isn't she, the girl? Yeah. Good thinking. Right, so let's see what width I need this. So just inside there. Is that it? Yeah. And then let's just do that to there. So let's just trim that off.
Judy says she's got some red and black mail washi tape.
Oh.
Mail washi tape, red and blue.
Yes, I've got some too, which is going to come into play in a very near future. So I'm just going to take a little bit more. It's just got a slight beige strip along the top there that I don't want. There we go. Come on. So let's see just what length we need this. So we need that up to the top, and I want it to come down to, I mean, if we're going to stick the thing on, I'm not going to do that, Diane. It's a really good idea. I'm not going to do it for mine now because I'm trying to be speedy, but it is an excellent idea. After yesterday's live, we needed some milk, so we thought we'd go out and get some milk. So we went to the local little village, which is about 4 miles, 5 miles away, whatever, something like that, to the co-op, and we got naughty stuff, and some cooked ham and stuff like that. Then we got halfway home, and I went to check my phone for something. Oh, no phone. Where's my phone? But fortunately for me, Mr. F has got an app on his phone that tells him where my phone is. Bit creepy, isn't it? No, not for any other reason than, if I get lost, which is not an impossible thought. So that's going there like that. Just checking.
Belinda Zimmer says there's an mail envelope stamp in the ECD range.
Yes, there is. So what I'm going to do now is the same. I'm going to put the glue over this.
And Janya says you need an Apple Watch.
Mr. F's got an Apple Watch, but unbelievably, because I always have been all my life, I'm not really that into tech anymore. I mean, anything that I need tech-wise, I just say, Mr. F, how do you do this? What do you do with that? And I look helpless. So he takes it off me and does it. Mr. F, I can't seem to get into this, or I don't know what my password was. And he just sorts me out. So, yeah, I'm not anyway near as techie as I used to be. I used to be in my sort of 30s, really, I suppose. Really quite techie. Right, there we are. So that's that on there.
Yeah, but back then most things were steam powered.
Get lost. So I'm just going to put some glue. Let's just check that's all right.
So Renee says, can you finish the story? Where was your phone?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm terrible for doing that. That's a good job that it's alive, isn't it? Because then they can ask. So Mr. F checked where is my phone, and it said that it was beside Fountain Cottage in Bellingham, which is where we'd just been. But I've no idea where Fountain Cottage is. So anyway, we thought the best thing to do is to go back to the co-op, and because I have a habit of when I go shopping, I chuck my phone in the bottom of the shopping basket, and then you check out. 9 times out of 10, 10 times almost out of 10, they find the phone, hand it back to you, and that's that. But on this occasion, I don't know where it was. I was panicking. I've lost my phone. But however, all was not lost. We got to the co-op. Mr. F rang my phone, and I could hear it ringing out. It was still in the baskets that she'd taken off customers and just put behind the till before she put them all outside again. So there it was. Happy. Found it. Yeah, job done. What do you think of that, folks? I like Diane's idea of using a strippy across there, which I will. Let's do it now. Should we just do it now? Let's just do it. Darned excellent idea. So how long do I want it? I want it to there. Oh, this is going to be fun to ink this, isn't it? Fun, fun, fun. I'm going to have to try in some capacity. This is why my fingers are all so black. There we are, right. So, does that go on there? Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're so right, Diane. I mean, that's much, much better. And that one needs one as well now, of course, to join the party. Admission fee is strippy. Let's just pop that on there, and that makes that look so, so much better. Thanks, Diane. Excellent idea. Lovely. And like I say, this needs one on the bottom as well, which I will do, just not now. You've seen me do it. Thank you, Diane, for the offer. The offer of doing it. That would be great. Right, but as I said, there's one more thing. So you can decide now which you want on top and which you want behind. That's a top loader, so I might put that behind and have this one down here at the bottom. So I can stick those on now. I can stick them. So let's... I hope I'm not putting people off making flippy flappies. I was going to show you, wasn't I, how to do it using a piece of paper if you haven't got any envelopes. So this is only thin paper. Honestly, it doesn't really need a whole heck of a lot of glue. But
you put in a bit on the bottom of the other one as well.
Yeah, I am, but maybe not in this live. Maybe not in my life. No, I am. I'm going to. If you were listening, you'd have heard me say that.
It just becomes white noise after about 15 minutes.
Do give over. Right, so just press that down. I've got the extraneous glue there. And personally myself, I think that looks lovely. I hope you can see look at the dotties on the ink and up here as well. It's gorgeous. I love that. I like it much more than just wetting the whole thing with spray ink and then spraying water at it. I think, yeah, it can look nice. You know, I'm not saying it can't look nice, but I like this way better. So this has got to come down because it's going to have a tag in the top. Well, they both are, but yeah, that desperately needs that now, doesn't it? So yeah, about there. So let's just put some glue on here. Remind me to show them how to make a flippy flappy if you haven't got an envelope. He's not even listening.
I didn't realise it needed a response.
Yeah. Remind me.
Don't forget.
Yeah, what?
To show them.
Yeah.
How to make flippy floppies if you don't have an envelope.
Well done! Phew! I could hear you rolling through the Rolodex there to see what it was I'd said that you'd ignored. So that's that. That's the back.
It all gets archived away. It's just some of it just gathers cobwebs and dust.
So we've got our two flippy flappies, and at the moment they're lying really nice and flat, despite that being a pocket. But I know that once you start putting things in here, it's gonna bulk up a bit. Just like me, it's gonna bulk up. I'm gonna have to do that, aren't I?
Jen says she's guessing you could make this even if you don't have a journal yet to stick it in.
Yeah, absolutely you can. How to make a flippy flappy if you haven't got any envelopes. Right, so here's a bit of paper and I want to make a flippy flappy. So what I do is I fold it over, leave a good 1/2 inch there, like that. If you want a top load in pocket, leave that open. and glue along the bottom to where it goes to there. So just glue along the bottom carefully, not cack-handed like me. You know, do it nicely. So that's that. Then you can glue up, glue up the side. Glue up the side. Let's do it. So I'm gluing that entire flap down. It's easier if you do it on this side, isn't it? There. So that's now completely sealed down. And then what you need to do is get your scoreboard and just where the end of this one is, score down there, fold that in, and this is the bit that goes behind your back piece, and here is your, actually I made mine to go that way, so that would go in behind your back piece like that, and you'd glue that piece down, and then here's your flippy flappy, and you can have it to whatever width you want it, and you can have it to whatever height you want it. So in the case of this one, we've got a top loading pocket, and there's the flippy flappy. Okay, so that's that. I'm sure all of you knew that anyway, but anyway.
Valerie says she doesn't like grunge, she has no airmail envelopes, but she'll use what she's got and see what happens.
That is the spirit. Is that Valerie Elan's?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the spirit. She doesn't like what you've done.
Yeah.
She hasn't got the things that you've done, but she's still going to give it a go.
That is a girl. Well done. Well
Round
done.
of applause.
Yes, indeed. So I've got this bit of background still left, and I'm going to utilise it now. So I'm just going to trim off that bit there, and certainly that white. Well, no, let's trim off that whole blue edge. So I've got a piece, it's a random measurement at the moment. Let me tell you what it does measure in case. It measures 4 inches, give or take, by 2.5. Something along those lines. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold in a fair sized 1/2 inch. I'd say that's possibly just a wee bit bigger than 1/2 inch, but that sort of measurement. And then I'm just going to fold that over again on itself. So I've got quite a sturdy thing going on here. And then I'm just going to cut that up there. And then I'm going to glue it down together. It's all these little bits, isn't it, that take time. But it's what makes it, so what can you do? So fold that like so, and then this little flap wants to come over there. So we've got this quite sturdy piece here. There we are. And I have got this set of Elizabeth Craft Designs washi tape. I'm not sure if it's the one Judy's got or if she's got a different set. I think they came out very early on. I don't think they were necessarily to go with the Reminiscence book, but they do. So I'm going to use the red because I like the red, and I'm just going to put that down the middle there. But before I do that, I am just going to put a little bit of glue because you know. Sometimes washi can come unstuck. So not much, just a bit to get it to stay. I don't like the one that says happy. That's because I'm grumpy. I'm going to start with the first class and try and get that fairly straight. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And just cut that off. put that back in there, otherwise it gets lost. I'm not sure if Elizabeth Craft still has that washi tape. They did last time I looked, but that was a little while ago. So they may have it or they may not. So there we go, let's burnish that down into place. And the reason I've put that on is to make it more hard wearing, if you like. Because where it's going to go is from there over the back and get stuck down, just to keep everything in place, so the flippy floppies aren't really flipping and flopping too much. So I want it down, you want a fair bit of it to bite to hold it in, so about there I would say. So I want to crease that kind of there. Get my scoreboard out again and just put a mark, score it down there. And I'm going to turn it over and score it on the back as well, if I can see where it is. Just give it a bit more flexibility. And put the washi tape on both sides if you want to, but it's not really necessary. So let's ink around here. Quite like the look of that red washi on there as well. And if I was Tony, I would sandpaper this. So what do you say? Should we give it a go? Let's give it a go. Here's my disc on my dauber. I've already been doing this today. I've taken half of Edith with me, but let's get a board out. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you say that the washi is the red and blue stripes?
Oh, yes.
You know, the same as the...
Yeah. I saw Tony had brought, I think she brought some of that out, didn't she, in her latest release? Looked fabulous. I didn't order anything.
Oh, shit, she got it from Amazon, I think.
All right. Oh, I'll have to have a look. So there we have it. And now, because we've got that washi on there, it's a little bit sturdier than it would be if it was just the paper. So it's going to go there, like that. So let's stick that on. So yeah, I really hope that I'm going to see all sorts of variants on this. You know, flippy flappy pockets, but, you know, some pretty colours, some pastels, some florals, some nature, whatever. I just think it's interesting once you've got the bare bones of something and you know what's what, then it's interesting how you can change it up. And that's, I love looking to see what you've done. So back to the Velcro. So I want to stick on, I want the fluffy bit on this one. Whoop. I was a bit over keen there. So I'll stick that on there. Then take one of the clear ones. There we are. And kind of hold that down where it would go and then drop it into position. So there we go. Looks nice, doesn't it? Do you think it looks nice? Do you think that looks nice, Mr.
I do think that looks nice. I think it looks very clever.
Ha! Very clever. And I think that's all we need to do for the back. It could now go into your journal. And you see, it's always a good idea to leave that little bit extra there, so as when you're flipping and flapping, you're not budging up onto this page. So there's our first flap with a pocket on the bottom. Here's our second flap. Really nice. I really like that actually. And what I did with mine was I stitched round it, which is in no way necessary, but I just thought, I just stitched around the back because it holds these on, it holds that on. You know, I felt more secure about it really. But you don't need to. We've glued it all on. It's only paper. You know, I think sometimes we get carried away. As Julie would say, there's not going to be a troop of baboons coming past trying to, you know, rip it open. It's paper and people will be respectful of it anyway. So I don't think you need to stitch round. But it does look nice if you want to do that. So that is the snack for today. It's been an hour and I haven't even got round to decorating it, which I kind of knew I wouldn't. So that's fine. So tomorrow what we'll do is I want to put a belly band in there with a card. I want something to put, you know, a tag or something to go in there. I want to build a collage on here. On here, this needs a collage and it needs a tag for the top. And then that folds over. We need to do something with that. We need to do something with this. So, yeah, another quite busy day tomorrow. I will prep all that I can prep by way of inking and cutting stuff out and whatever. But, you know, the actual putting together of it does take time. So I'm not sure that you can see all the colours when it's down there. Looks gorgeous, I think. I really like it. And then that's just easy peasy. Opens up. Flip it out. Flip it out. Flipping heck. It's nice, isn't it? Well, I like it. I like it. So there we go. That's today's snack. I hope it's filled you up. Because you're getting nothing more till tea time. So,
you one earlier, did you?
Yeah, this is the one that I did earlier. I've changed quite a lot in it. The same basic premise with the safety pins, I nearly said, washi tape. So that just opens up there. Then I've used one that's the same that I used in the one I've just shown you for that one with the pocket. And then this one, I used one of the blue ones, the blue wider ones. That one I'd say, just for a difference really. But I wanted to put something coming out the side, and it wasn't wide enough because I hadn't left enough room at the top.
Stitching.
Yeah.
Don't show them inside. They're small tomorrow.
Well, there you go. That's what you're in for tomorrow. But there's loads still to do, loads. But like I say, I will try my hardest.
Looks nice, the stitching.
Stitching does look nice. Yeah, I like stitching. But don't throw your toys out the pram if you don't stitch. Not necessary. Not necessary at all. I don't want to be hit on the head by any flying toys. So there you go. What do you think?
Jen says another mega snack project.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. I know they're too long.
Belinda, we're watching back to see the process. Judy Off's going to make this the first page in a journal.
Yay!
Kerry Betts, it's fabulous, thank you.
Well, you know, I'm sure a lot of you, Kerry, Judy, anybody that watches me often, knows perfectly well how to make a flippy flappy.
Yeah. Lizanne said, great lunch. I think today's project is more than a snack.
Yeah, so do I, Lizanne.
Judy, I love this snack. It's yummy.
Judy.
Off.
Oh, Judy. Dear Judy. Wow.
Janya says, awesome snack, Miss P. Jen says, thank you, Miss P and Mr. F. Another fabulous live.
Oh, Jen, thank you.
Spectacular.
I just want to take a little minute to say, I've got this punch. I bought it ages ago, actually, when I was doing a Graphic 45 project, and I wanted stars on it, and I couldn't be, but I only had one star that was the right size die, and I kept putting it through and through and through, and I got fed up of it, so I went looking for a star punch, and I didn't mean to put that one there. It's too close. That was a boo-boo. But I do like these stars on it. I don't know what you think, but so yeah, that be that. So yeah, that's it for today. So let's have a look at you. Ah, yeah, there you go.
Still here.
Still here, still chattering away. So you know where we're going now, don't you? We're going to the co-op to get milk, which we forgot to get yesterday, despite the fact that was why we went shopping in the first place.
Hopefully we're only going there once.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to turn around and get my phone again. Oh, yikes. Oh dear, I'm so glad to hear it, I can tell you. I mean, not only is it my phone, but I've got my credit cards and everything, and so my life is my phone.
Candice says, nice jumper, Miss P.
Oh, thanks, Candice. Thank you. I knit it myself. It's very plain and ordinary, but it was the first thing I'd knit for a long time. So I enjoyed doing
says,
it.
can't wait to get started on my flippy flappy.
Oh, yeah, I better shut up, hadn't I, and let you get cracking, really.
And Peg says she wishes she could, but she's still altering her dress.
Peg, get on with the dress. Hurry up with that dress.
Just glue it up or something.
Yeah, glue
Get a
it.
stapler.
That's perfect. Honestly, if you're going out, you know, and you had like Tim Holtz fabric dress and it was stapled up, wouldn't that be fabulous?
Yeah, safety pins.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
safety pins. Yeah.
We're back in the 70s.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Right, guys, I'm off. I hope you enjoyed it. I know that it's more than a snack. I know that. But we had to get the foundations in, didn't we? So now we've got the foundations. We just need to do the kind of prettiness. So, thank you very much again for joining us. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of you. And I love your chat. I love it. So, behave yourselves. Be kind. Bye.
Be safe, be happy, be kind. Bye.
Bye.